Hello, everyone. Welcome to, the second round of the ALTTPR League Season 6 playoffs. I am Fear Agent. Joining me today is Tracy M. Tracy, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. Yeah, I think, is this the first invitational? We've had a few open races, but I think today we're getting several invitational
I think this
races, so it's
one,
pretty
yeah,
exciting.
there's a bunch going on like right now.
Yeah.
So we're doing co-op veterans. All the playoffs are co-op modes now. So it's best of 3. This is game number 1. This is the top or the number 1 seed in the conference. Beats from the East taking on 2 Infinity and Pgog. We've got
Okay.
Homemade Beard and Jewel Ninja versus Humbug and Will WC.
So, little interesting, Humbug and Will splitting up their starting locations. Humbug doing the traditional Houlihan start. Will finding Sanctuary at the Lumberjack, which in veterans is a really nice place for that.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to find the Hyrule Castle small key to get to the back, so we can just we know we don't have to kill Aga.
Yep. Universal keys, so you just gotta have money to buy keys, or
Yep.
There's some in the pool as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I find when I play this solo, most of the time I don't have to buy keys, but in co-op, that kind of gets thrown out the window a little bit, because you could have one player finds all the keys and the other player doesn't.
yeah. Or the same goes with safeties too. Okay, so we've got the 2 Infinity and Pgog playing a pretty traditional opening between the two of them.
Yep.
Then we've got Homemade Beer and Jewel Ninja.
I
And
mean,
traditional is never a word I'm going to use with these two.
Well, especially Jewel, but yeah, but beer too. Like, we're not.
I mean, no Houlihan. We've got Julo finding mini Moldorm Cave on the cave going
mushroom.
towards desert. Like, who checks this right away without a glove?
Yeah, you don't want to check.
Sense.
Yeah, no, I never check this early. Like, I always, unless I have a glove. Yeah.
But that is
definitely some interesting decisions over here from Beats from the East. Now, normally in the long run, these early decisions aren't the thing that wins or loses it for you. But I still, there's so much stuff in Kakariko. There's so many entrances. I like to find, get some stuff. Even if it's just these hearts that Humbug just got in looks like the Pyramid Fairy.
I mean, if there's something in the South Shore, Beats will definitely get the advantage from it, because a lot of times people put it off until they have a glove or more means. He found Mini Moldorm Cave, and unfortunately for him, I think got Mushroom and Bombos. So
Bombos was in Sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
At the Sank start.
We got the mushroom.
We got the mushroom, so we're just going to go ahead and turn that in. Or maybe we're just going to we'll see if he turns it in or not.
I can't imagine not turning it in. So we found Hyrule Castle very early, which again, because we're playing Retrons, it's different. Yeah, exactly. Small keys Retrons is so different than cross keys. Like, it just fundamentally changes everything.
Yeah, the small key logic not being there, just like, ice is not hookshot locked. Hyrule Castle does not need the Hyrule Castle small key. Find pod, everything's just in logic. I mean, it's not entirely true because there's lamps and bows and that sort of thing, but like, practically speaking, everything's just in logic when you find pod. Pod is the worst in Retrons. Pod gets me every time.
Keys early,
I know, pod gets me every time. It's like, oh, there's 14 items and I can clear it and I can buy some keys and I'll buy 4 or 5 keys to do it, and then you clear pod and there's nothing there. Because, sometimes I feel like that logic, that direction that the small keys give you in pod, or for whatever, it matters, and is a little more of a guessing game in Retrons, I find. I do like this kind of cross between Zelda 1 music and the Castle music in the vanilla game that Beer has going.
All right, ball and chain guard for both Will and Homemade Beer. Why is it always? I mean, there's no way to ever figure this out because it's all randomized, but with the top left and the bottom right are the ones that are always doing the same thing.
I know. I always shout it out when they actually do it properly, which is to say, and it looks like Humbug found a spot in the dark world or maybe he just checked the connector at the castle, because he was an egg. And shout outs to the Yoshi. That Yoshi sprite is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
the egg bunny sprite is so good.
So we are going to actually take this all the way to the back. We know that escapes locked by lumberjacks makes sense. And with the sword, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, and we're doing it for the light world, so the rats will hit for like what, 1/8 of a heart.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing it from the dark world where it hits for 2 hearts. Humbug taking a heart from the take any. I'm a big fan of saving those for bottles, especially if they're in easy to get back to spots. Wait, there's 2 right there, 2 in a row. I would totally be saving those for bottles, but in co-op it's a little bit different. You might not get all the hearts. Like in solo, how often, if you take all those take any hearts, how often do you not end up with 20 hearts?
Oh yeah, you usually end up with 20 pretty quickly.
So yeah, I've gotten into the habit of just waiting on those and trying to save them for the blue potions because those tend to be more valuable to me. But
Fire Rod.
Fire Rod is nice, as we see several people in Kakariko.
Fire
Rod in the well. Okay.
Yeah, I think To Infinity Pgog saw the well already, but didn't have a bomb. Maybe.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hype Cave.
Yeah, Hype Cave, the well, and Mini Moldorm Cave have all been seen already. That's quite a few of our.
That's
our
a lot of 5
caves.
items. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense because Will started in a sanctuary, and the drop down for the well was in the forest.
Okay.
So hopefully one of them will get back to that. It's always rough when you leave one item like that.
Yeah, it's like when do you want to go back to it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not too far out of the way, but it is a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, Lost Woods is not free. I do want to shout out our trackers, Ikea and Fierce Magic. There's a lot going on, and Trace and I are gonna definitely miss.
We're gonna miss a lot. There's 4 screens, and it's veterans.
Yeah, so huge shout outs to our trackers.
No, we couldn't do it without them. There's a reason I call trackers the MVPs, and this is it.
You're having a bit of trouble getting through here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I was gonna say I figured he was in the key rat room, which is one of the more difficult.
Bombs,
oh, he doesn't have bombs.
Oh no,
that's so bad. Oh,
what happened? Like,
I don't know.
Oh no.
Did he just not have them, or I mean, I confess I didn't look at the bomb count when he walked in.
Yeah, that's rough, especially with as much time as he invested. He was back there for quite a bit of time.
Yep. It's like we're gonna go get some money.
Yeah, you could really, honestly, especially early, you can never have enough money. There's always
not at all. I mean, I try to hedge it so that I hit the Houlihan later. I feel like this opening is just really slow. I'm just not a fan of doing it, but I try to hit the, loop around to hit the Houlihan. Every once in a while, the game just says no and gives me flippers. It happens.
Yeah. So Meyer Shed didn't have anything. I think Humbug took Spiral Cave, or took a connector that
definitely took something.
Spit him out at King's Tomb there.
Oh, that's a terrible place for TR East. Oh, okay. This is fine. This
through a connector. Yeah,
we can just go through here easily enough. Here is this weird entrance that sometimes becomes a 1-item cave essentially, and sometimes you have to take it all the way to the back because if Laser Bridge is not guaranteed to be accessible.
Yeah, I missed that too. Early Half Magic, and Humbug hasn't been up there, so I imagine at some point.
Yeah,
you kind of incentivized to get that Half Magic.
Yeah, Half Magic is such a nice item, and then it gets you the Fire Rod in the well. Oh, there's a cane there too. Oh boy.
Okay, so yeah,
so he's fine. He's not missing that. You're going back for that cane. You have to.
Yeah.
The odds of the cane not being hard required to see it. I mean, it can happen, and it does occasionally happen, but
no,
you're not betting on that.
Yeah, I think Humbug's gonna head there sooner rather than later because you get both Half Magic, King of Samara, and then there's one more item that they don't know about, which is actually a pretty good one. So,
yeah, I like Will just using the Bombos in the Mini Moldorm Cave. Not quite as good as the Ether for that because it's a little slower, but still it gets the job done.
I wonder if Beer's going right back to the back of Escape. He's gonna pick up a heart first.
Everybody picking up those hearts. Oh, I hate when you end up here. No
Yep.
I mean, the good news is you never have to check it, which is not a bad thing at all. But like,
yeah, Stink's not in the worst spot either. Like, Cynthia at Lumberjack it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, what you really don't want is Sank at Hyrule Castle. That's the worst because that's just a screen away. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can get to the town a little bit faster by taking the breezeway, as it were, but it's not good otherwise.
Yeah. Do you like Beer just going right back to Hyrule Castle?
Well, he's got the fire on now, so at least he'll be able to find I think he already found the key route, so he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah,
no, I'm
just
not
has to navigate through it.
I don't love this, but I mean, it's not going to get any faster. Or I mean, I guess it gets a little bit faster with the lamp or with the boots, but yeah, this is fine.
I guess we'll find out what's back here. If something good is back here, then I guess it'll be worth it. If it's like a map and $20 and 10 arrows and
typically breaking lamp logic is not dangerous, especially if you already have the fire rod.
Yeah.
When the things the logic that you can break that can get a little bit dangerous is when you some of the hookshot logic, some of the bow logic. Not that dangerous is maybe the wrong word, but you got to keep track of the logic, because we did see an earlier cross keys race where one of the players just wasn't keeping track of the logic and was looking in places where their hookshot in particular could not be, and that's the kind of thing you have to guard against. So so the thing about breaking logic, do it, but keep track of what you've broken, which isn't always easy.
Especially in co-op. When you're not doing everything, you're just getting information on certain things. It's hard to keep track of what exactly is in logic. Did get the ice rod back there, so that's really nice. It looks like Will's actually going to head back there as well.
Well, you know what they say about early ice rods.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we have no idea. We haven't seen any map checks. We haven't found. I'm not sure we even found any maps to check. But yeah, we know nothing about our pendants and crystals. But for those of you that don't know the meme, the earlier the ice rod, the more likely it is a turtle rock is just going to be a pendant.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to figure out where we've got the ice rod cave area still left to do, like the mini Moldorm Dam, I think. Maybe Julo did the dam early. I'm not sure. I know he was kind of down in that area. And then, of course, there's some Hyrule Castle connectors. And death warping with rats is an adventure. Instead, using
no, I don't even think it's worth it most of the time. There's a bow. Okay, we don't have arrows yet. We have to buy arrows because it's retro. Right. We have to buy arrows, and then we spend money to use arrows. 10 rupees per regular arrow, 50 rupees for your silvers. Trying to mimic what goes on in Z1, but in Z1, silver arrows do not cost more than regular arrows. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's 1 rupee per. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, because in Z1 and vanilla, and I apologize if I'm spoiling anything for a 40-year-old game, but you don't get silver arrows till the very end.
The very end. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So it could be kind of silly to suddenly make them worth more money.
Yeah, they're just used for Ganon, basically, right?
They're only required for Ganon, yeah. They're in Randomizer, they do really nice things in other places, but because they just do so much more damage. There's a map that we're probably never getting.
Yeah, we're never getting that maps. Humbug can give us some new information.
The only way you get that map is if you're in that position where you have like one more dungeon to figure out, and then maybe you check it. But
yeah, but even at that point of the game, though, you're never going out of your way to go check that map.
That's pretty far out of the way.
And you're not like even thinking about you're not marking down. Oh, there's a map. Oh, we got GT.
Oh yeah, and we have a connector to the hammer pegs. Which is useless.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting about this GT is they've got a bow, they've got the fire rod, and they got Samaria. And
with need a big key.
That gives you all the way to Ice Armos, logically.
Yeah, you're right. It does. I was thinking climb with a big key, which we would also have, except getting to the top because no hook shot.
I imagine we're gonna find something here on the right side with Cane and Fire Rod in early GT. It just
you have to do it.
Definitely calling.
Yeah, I mean, I would do this in regular cross keys. It doesn't even have to be retrants with the small keys.
I mean, I think we're running out of locations in general already. 15 minutes in. I don't know if we've seen a lot of Dark World connectors yet. I think there was one in Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, Hyrule Castle definitely had a connector. I didn't see where in the Dark World. I just know that we saw somebody walking back into the castle as a bunny. We have seen.
Yeah, we saw was over there.
Beer started the Eastern. I don't know if we saw all the entrances in the Eastern area. We definitely have seen some of them. Because Beer and Jewel did Beer and Jewel things. Looks like Jewel's gonna go ahead and get this. No, he's just gonna do this connector. I mean, I could see waiting on the ice rod. Maybe try and have boots or something to get it maybe a little bit faster. The ice rod's not gonna do anything for you right now.
Yeah, no reason to rush ice rod. You might not even need it. So
yeah, and like even if Trinex were to come into logic, here we go. There's our Dark World axis. Do you really want to do Fighter Sword Trinex? I know I don't. Actually, it's not even logic. You need either Master Sword, a hammer, or enough magic to use your rods.
So both of the members of Beats Super Bunny right now are or bunny walking basically.
I don't like either of these. Like one in both cases, I'd like to see one runner in GT and the other runner doing the bunny walking. And both sides are doing one. Both sides have their runners doing the same thing.
The unfortunate thing about Armos Knights here is they do, in fact, have the bow. They don't have the arrow. So.
Oh gosh, so we're gonna use sword and okay. So for this fight, and I've done this fight, I like to lay a Samaria block. To the left of me and let them kind of run into it, and then I use a sword on one of the other knights. It's a slow fight.
Yeah. Looks like Beer has found Pod, though it is.
Jewel saw Castle Tower. I'm surprised with the fire rod he didn't do the first check there. Obviously, you have to Death Warp to do it, or Bunny Revive to do it.
And this is pretty scary for both Will and Humbug because, the heart situation is pretty low, and you're just going in with like Fire Sword. You got half magic and Fire Rod, so that will help a little bit. But
the fire, using some Fire Rod shots in the Armos Knights will help. It won't get it will not get all of them.
All right. Prayers up for Will WC here.
I'm gonna start with the fire rod. We might be able to get 3 of them with the fire rod. We'll see. Well, it's a nice little bit of splash damage getting.
Yeah.
That helps.
Both of them are here. I really hope something's here. If nothing's here, then they're both just spending time.
Yep.
Getting nothing. Though I imagine we're gonna find something here. It really feels like the game is leading us here.
Yeah, let me tell like Beer's in Pod here, but like there's no Moon Pearl here. This is in the Dark World.
Yeah.
And Will doesn't quite make it.
Oh man, that's tough.
Well, he should go do something else and let Humbug finish his fight.
Yeah, what's gonna be. What's unfortunate is if there's something here, then he's gotta find his way back.
He's gotta do it again. Yeah.
And he has no magic now. Paradox Cave as a bunny. If we can get to one of this middle connector, then takes a slight. Oh, there's a big key to GT and the Moon Pearl.
Okay, well, Will has to do it, and so do Beats from the East.
Yep.
That's kind of not ideal for 3 players. Will, on the other hand, Humbug on the other hand is like, yes, I got a Moon Pearl. I can play the game now.
Yeah, pretty
nice,
early. I mean,
GT.
we're only 20 minutes in, but
also a nice GT big key. Good climb. I think it's the right decision not to. Actually,
I mean,
he can't. He hasn't bought arrows yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could if he wants to mimic the look, but that'd be silly. Oh, a nice sword on the right side of Pod there. That potentially makes the Armos fight better for Beer. And I say potentially because with sword beams, it's not bad, but the Master Sword actually does less damage than the Fighter Sword. With sword beams, I just stand there in the corner and just fire sword beams. And just spam the sword beams, and that works pretty well. But if you don't have sword beams, then yeah, that Master Sword actually is doing less damage, so it's not so great. But yeah, with all this bunny walking, the Julo and Beer doing it, might be a while before they get to the logical Moon Pearl spot.
Though they might be better equipped when they get to Armos Knight, so that could help.
Maybe they'll find an arrow shop. Exactly. You can buy arrows as a bunny can buy arrows, so you know. We did learn in a seed in round 1. I think it was an open race that your logical arrows can be at Paradox Cave.
Oh wow.
That shop is actually randomized just like all the others, which I had never checked. I've literally never had that come up. You know, and one team found it, and the other one team looked, and the other team didn't. So
yeah. Front of Turtle Rock for Humbug, and do all 3 of these. In fact, you could again logically go through most of this dungeon.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would just it. You know, the number of keys that it takes. You know, you want to make sure you're not using up all your keys, and I guess you could go to Chain Chomps and just not open that door. That wouldn't be bad. And then just stop there. I think that would work out.
You're using one key and then you get.
Well, you get it refunded though. Because you get the pokey key there.
Well.
No, you're right. You're gonna be minus 1 key.
Yeah.
No, a 5 rupee, half an arrow, mushroom turn-in.
Oh wow.
For Julo there. So it looks like all we found in Pod is that sword.
Yeah.
We do have 2 more checks here, and of course we can't check the big chest or beat the dungeon.
Never say no to 300 rupees in this.
No,
mode.
not at all.
It looks like Will's making his way back to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Where is Ganon's Tower?
Ice Rod Cave area. It's like
okay.
I think it's next to
right, and that's yeah. It looks like Jules heading that direction now. Did Beer get the last item out of Pod? I don't know if he made it to the chest.
Looks like he might be going
back in. I don't like going back for that, especially it's still out of logic, no lamp. But we're just going for the big key chest. That's fine. And then he'll have no keys because Pod eats your keys.
Right.
Six chest keys in Pod. No pot keys. No drop keys.
I do think there was a key in Pod though. So
usually you get 1 or 2. Map to Hera is not very interesting. I love it in Retrons. We actually go out of our way to get 20 rupees.
I know. I'm always picking up extra bits of cash here.
Yep, me too. Yep. Yeah, Humbug is going all the way to the big key chest here. And maybe even we'll check the exit. I mean, if you're going to go this far, you might as well check Turtle Rock West.
Yep. Well, this loadout makes it pretty easy. You know, half magic fire rod allows you to get through Turtle Rock pretty quickly. It looks like Beer's going to be heading over to GT as well.
Yeah, I mean, logically speaking, I think they know this is all they have left. They have the not logical stuff, but...
Right.
And the old dodge the tiles.
Oh
and
man,
yeah.
Will's having a tough time here. He lost a bunch of hearts, and then you got to get through those empty tile rooms that look like the little, you know, you open that last chest and holes in the wall or in the ground open up. Now you got to try and navigate through that to get back. And feel bad.
All that for Julo for a small key. It's unfortunate that Beer wasn't the one that did that.
I know. He's gonna have to do it now.
Yeah, he has to do it now because he has no small keys. Unless he wants to go to a shop and buy one, which is probably just as slow.
One under the pot he could have grabbed first.
Oh yeah, that would have been simpler.
But going back to come back, I don't know. It's probably just.
I don't know which is slower. Yeah, I mean that pot key will still be there, and you can use it later. So.
All right, so Humbug is actually gonna be able to check Castle Tower here. Not having a Death Warp or anything, having the Moon Pearl, do a couple checks.
No, that would have been a small key. Jewel was the one that entered Castle Tower and didn't do it. So maybe I don't know if I don't think Jewel had a key, so maybe he wanted to wait until he had.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The key to be able to do both, or until Beer came in with a key. Just half an arrow.
Yep.
5 rupees.
Do you think 10 rupees is adequate? Do you think, or do you think it should be 5? What do you think the cost of an arrow should be?
I don't mind the 10 rupee for the arrow because like the money in this game is so much higher than Z1R. Z1R maxes you at 255. I feel like though that you should be getting like 10 rupees or even 20 for the replacement to the.
That's what I think.
Every arrow drop is like 5 rupees, and it does kind of add up. And you know it's not unusual to end up with 2,000 rupees at the end, but man, oh man, having like the difference, like an arrow pickup is 5 or 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 5 rupees is half an arrow.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. Give us 20s. Come on.
Yeah, 20s would be great.
Ooh, the hammer. All right, so Humbug with a good lead for To Infinity and Pgog. Problem is Will's having a little bit of trouble getting through here. I believe that he'll be able to get this done this time. He's got a lot more hearts than he did last time.
You're having trouble pushing this statue.
Yeah, chickens have a hard time.
I guess, yeah.
Julo kind of...
Little unfortunate that Beer's not going to go into this fight with full health because now he's got the worst sword with without the sword beams.
Oh man, Julo missed the... You fell in the hole. Like, this is the problem, is you lose all these hearts on the way to...
Yeah.
Armos Knights. If they had the bow, no problem, which they do, but they don't have... They don't have a quiver.
Arrows. Yeah. So and that bomb jump that Jewel just did, I messed that up. I still don't have a good setup for it. I'm usually winging it and get it in a few tries, but that takes up a little bit more health. So now Jewel's down to 2 hearts because he had to bomb jump that. Homemade Beer is just gonna go ahead and light the torch.
This is rough to see.
This is the way you're supposed to do this. As a kid, I used to lay a Samaria block to try and figure out where the floor was real, where it wasn't.
Oh, and push it?
Because you push it, and if it falls down, then you know there's no floor there. And Jewel's going to show some Samaria strats. That Samaria block does actually work.
Yeah,
I like to put it in a spot where the knights are just going to keep running into it. And that spot that Jewel has right now is going to work out pretty well if he had left it there, because the knights would just keep running into it once they started their circle again.
Three ice Armos fights going on right now.
3 bolus. 3 bolus.
6 hearts between the 3 of them.
I know, and 3. I should say arrowless.
Yeah.
Beer has a bee. I don't think bees hurt Armos Knights. I think they only hurt Mothula.
Yes, and Will did it. He's through. Man, this is so scary. For Beats from the East. I mean, Beer's on half of a heart. He's invested so much time already, and if he doesn't make it, then he's got to just come right back.
Yeah, because Jewel's about to get through this.
Use your fire rod, Julo. Use your fire rod.
Yeah, he's got plenty of magic left. I don't know why you wouldn't. All right, Jewel's through.
Nicely done. Here. I mean, the spins aren't great, but it's it's all about surviving at this point.
Yeah, a little unfortunate the place with that Samaria block was only able to get one of the knights hitting it a few times. You can get it between the 2 of them. Yeah, it's just going to do damage to 1 again. What's worse is when the red Armos Knight is going to get all his health back, and both of these two have taken damage. Okay, use your fire rod, Beer. Fire rod.
This is scary because he's only got half a heart. He can't like.
Oh no! And now he knows he has to go back for it. Oh no! Oh no!
That's the problem with using the fire rod, and I think why Julep kind of played it safe is.
Yeah, I think you want to be a little further back to use the fire rod there. You can just poke sometimes. Yeah, just hold that sword out and poke. That also works pretty well. And Beer's going right back in because he knows he has to.
Yep.
So that definitely gives. If Beer and Jula could have both survived that fight, then I would have put them pretty even because of the Dark World stuff that they've already done to kind of match up with Humbug being a little bit ahead on Infinity and Pgog. But with Beer taking that death, and definitely an advantage to Infinity and Pgog.
Yeah. And Humbug's got a lot of information for Will now, so Will's going to play some catch up, get his hammer, get some of the things that he's picked up along the way, and then they can start splitting things up a little bit more. And unfortunately for Beats from the East is they've done a bunch of bunny walking, and so they got to go back to those places that they skipped.
Yeah, that's the hard part about bunny walking. Like when you do a bunny walk, what you want to find is a bunch of nothing caves that you just mark off and never have to worry about again. When you find I find sometimes when I find myself bunny walking in a cross keys or any kind of entrance seed. Once I start getting to like second or third cave that I know I have to come back to, that's when I start thinking, maybe I should try something else.
Yeah. So Humbug found the dam. We still have zero idea of what our pendants and crystals are.
Yeah, we haven't. Have we even? We've entered Turtle Rock in a couple places. Have we entered any other dungeon besides GT?
We saw Pod.
Castle Tower. We saw Pod. That's right.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like Beer's going to make it there, or at least the way things are going, should make it there with more hearts than he did originally, which was just 1.
Yeah. Still has to do this bomb. Oh, he last time he didn't even do the bomb jump. He saved his magic or saved his health.
I think
we'll see if he does that again.
I don't know. I mean, 4 is significantly more than 1.
Yeah.
So, the hard part about this is playing it safe. Like, playing it safe almost makes you play worse.
Yeah, it does happen.
But it's hard not to because you're. Oh, we found the arrow.
Oh, hey, we have arrows. Yay.
32 minutes in up on the mountain.
Yeah, see Paradox Cave.
Oh, yeah. So they could have actually gotten that, right?
Did we see? Well, we did see
Paradox. We saw the top. Top of Paradox.
Yeah, but I think they were a bunny at the time.
Yeah, so but if you go out the bottom, if you fall all the way to the bottom... And go out the door with.
But you can't go back in without a mirror.
Well, you can't get
you're
Paradox.
Right. You can.
You get the shop.
You can get to the shop. You're right. You can get to the shop. Yeah, that would work. Wow, that's kind of ugly.
Flute.
Typically not needed in cross keys, but we'll see. Certainly a nice thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, especially since we don't have boots and a way to get around, having the flute makes travel a lot better.
Yeah, cross key or just entrance in general just has a few weird items that are typically hard required in regular seeds that somewhat become optional.
Mitts being
the flute,
a big one.
Mitts being a big one, the flute being a big one. Sometimes they're hard required,
Yep.
We have not seen a connector to the mire area. That's typically what flute would get you, but you need mitts as well. Every once in a while, you just never see the mire area, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, and Ike, our tracker, pointing out another thing that we haven't seen is big keys. We've got one big key so far.
We have the Ganon's Tower big key. Oh, finishes up with the ice rod this time. That was good.
All right, so it's far from being over. We still have
we got
a lot of time.
No one's gotten a crystal yet, so advantage to Infinity Pgog means exactly that, advantage. It doesn't mean, it's by no means, I don't like to use the term lead this early. You're definitely not a lead here.
What do we have in the basement of Hera? Nothing.
Yeah, so this is another one of those locations that just suddenly is in logic all the time in retro keys and retrons.
Are you surprised no one sequence broke the left? Oh no, we don't have the hammer. Never mind. All right, we didn't have the hammer in GT. I'm pretty sure Moogle that Jula did pick up Ether. But...
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to see menus to check these things anymore. Yeah. Well, I hope we don't have to come back to Bumper Cave, because that's an awful place.
Skullwoods? Was that
yeah, back to Skullwoods, yeah.
So Humbug taking care of all of
yeah, Humbug sorry, Beer grabbing a potion. I like it. Having saved one of the take any's.
Oh yeah, that just as you mentioned, like he's got a lot of hearts, but having those potions available is really nice. Money, he does have $1,300, but it goes super fast because he has 0 keys, so he's gonna need to buy keys when he finds it. Gonna need to buy the arrow, and then of course to use the bow you need rupees as well. So it looks like he's got a lot of money, but it's gonna go away really, really quickly here.
Yeah, you quickly learn non-bow strats for things when you play this mode. I often tend to be a little bit overly conservative on my money. I've kind of tried to use more of it, but you still have to always be cognizant of what is your key situation. Always mark a shop that sells keys. Just in case.
I like to buy keys early and often. Like this, I'm using all my money to buy keys early on. Just give me all of the keys. And then, you'll find and farm money later. And the worst situation is going to somewhere where you can't.
Yeah, and see, it's pod is the culprit. I like to have enough keys in my inventory that if I happen upon pod, I can clear it. And then I'm very sad because there's nothing there.
So I'm going to have to go slowly all the way back around up to Spike Cave entrance to go through the long way of Super Bunny here.
Ugh. No mirror, no hook shot.
What stinks about this shop is one of the things I don't love about Retrons is you can't just buy multiple keys like you could potions in a potion shop.
Yeah,
you have to go in and out.
You have to leave and come back and leave and come back. That's kind of annoying.
And that shop there in Paradox, you have to go all the way out of Paradox Cave to reload it. So it's not worth it at all to buy multiple keys there.
All right, Homemade Beer finds the flute.
Super Bunny gives us a heart piece and a map to the pod. Okay.
Jewel didn't go quite as far through Turtle Rock. Did get the powder, though. I think that was the main thing we saw on Humbug's side when he went through.
Yeah, I think it was just like $20 at Lava Chest, too, so...
Oh, we got an exit exit onto the top of the castle. With the desert entrance there, too. So we have more... We have lots of ways to get to the top of the... the thing that I've noticed... Whenever I see connectors to the top of the castle, and this is probably confirmation bias, but feels like mirrors tends to be later.
Yeah.
Because you already have this access to these 3 entrances.
Beer was the only one able to check that though, because he has the Master Sword. Everyone else is still on Fighter Sword.
Right.
But have we seen Desert at all?
This is the first. Yeah, it's our first look at it. So we'll see where it spits out.
And he's able to get the items on the right as well. So
yeah, and that's a nice thing. One of the perks of Retrons is now we just get these 2 desert items immediately.
Take any at pod entrance.
Yeah, that's one. If you don't have an empty bottle, you just take the heart because you're never coming back there. A shovel.
Where are the boots?
Well, maybe the shovel has the boots.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's why, I hate in co-op. I hate fetch quest items so much because, like, your partner gets it or you get it, and it's like you feel obligated to check it immediately so you know whether your partner has to go pick it up as well. Now, that's one less. See, there's another mirror spot taken out.
Yeah,
mirrors.
maybe
we may not
today.
be. Yeah, no, yeah. The mirror will probably show up late, but yeah, the mirror isn't going to get us as much. It's kind of nice though when you start ticking off spots like that you know you don't ever have to come back to.
You know what the seed's going to make us do, right? We're going to do all of these checks. We're not going to find anything. And it's going to want you to climb GT to get those 3 checks.
Yeah.
Without hookshot, without the boots. I already know it. It's going to be terrible.
I mean, we've seen so few dungeons. Like we're 40 minutes in, and we just haven't seen a lot of dungeons.
Here's some information. We got Thieves Town and
Thieves
Pod.
And Pod. Okay.
5-6. All right, here's a key shop. I imagine we're gonna see Beer come in and out here a few times to grab his as many keys as he can. He's got a lot of money, and I
don't know. I don't. In Beer's case, I don't think he should be buying this many keys because he's already done all of Pod.
I'm still buying keys. I'm buying 10 keys, and I'm calling it a day. And I'm never having to worry about keys again. Like, I
think this is too slow. Because specifically because
everyone has to do it.
Pod.
No, you have to do it. You got to buy keys. And I'm just telling you, like, there's so many times where you end up like, oh, I only need like 6 keys or whatever, and then you end up using more keys.
I mean, it's definitely worse in co-op mode because your partner is getting I guarantee he's not using those 8 keys. But again, specifically because he's opened all the doors of Pod. Like Pod is kind of my measuring stick. What have I done in Pod? Because all the keys in Pod have to be bought or picked up. Like you're not getting any pot keys there. It is kind of nice though when you get to do desert in particular in go mode, and you just key dash all the doors and don't have to pick anything up.
Yes.
Swamp similarly.
Yeah, Eastern is one of those ones where you kind of muscle memory a bunch of them. I
mean, Eastern you just have the 2, and they're just kind of on path unless you're. Not one doing of them, the big key chest.
The big key chest is not in path. That one can save you some time.
Yeah, if you just don't have to do the big key chest. I could skip that one.
It's hard to remember, though, because it's just, again, muscle memory at all so many times.
And, of course, you get to skip the pot key in Thieves Town and pick it up at the end, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not doing Spike Cave yet. Yeah, no glove, and Beer doesn't have the hammer yet, so... Nothing sillier than watching a runner try and do Spike Cave with hammer, no glove.
Yeah.
Get to the end and just whoops.
I don't know if I love Humbug coming here to get this ice rod right away.
Yeah, I honestly would wait on it.
Don't need it, right? Like, we don't even know if it's needed yet.
I would wait on it till, honestly, at least boots.
Yeah. Or at least knowledge that I need it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, Jewel hasn't gone and gotten the ice rod yet, and I don't think he will for a while. Honestly, even if I knew that TR was required, I might wait until it's faster to do that pickup.
I don't think we've seen Laser Bridge yet.
We've seen front of Turtle Rock. We've seen east. We've seen front, and I want to say...
We just saw west, too.
Humbug. Humbug came out of west, but I didn't see where it was.
Will came out, actually. It was...
oh, he did? Okay.
Dark Shopping Mall, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was Humbug because he has the powder, but... Where's our glove?
What's left? We're going to see some sequence break of GT on Humbug's side. We're going to... Take a look at the left side of GT with the hookshot or the boots.
I think this is fine if you just stop at Stalfos Room. It takes a lot of bombs to do this all the way.
He's only got 2, 1 now. Shovel just giving a bottle, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Jewel won't need to go grab that.
I might just.
Nice hundo pickup in the chess game.
Oh yeah.
Well, the hookshot will not be on a tablet.
Desert big, and I know we've seen the back of Desert somewhere. Humbug's not gonna be able to. Yeah, he's gonna just, I guess, death warp out of here.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna. Yeah. He's got one bomb. Sword? He can't go any further.
The sword was in pod, right? That's where.
Yep. It was the right side of pod. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen it on Will and Humbug, from Will or Humbug.
Yeah, it was just like a Gina's cave, right?
Yeah. No, pod was somewhere in the dark world.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, Humbug's climbing. Here we go.
I mean, it feels like this is the answer. As terrible as it seems, it feels like this is the answer.
It kind of does feel that way.
He's got half magic. He's got fire rod. He got the bow.
No, this is fine.
Yeah, he should be all right.
You get medallions. Like if you're really in trouble in the gauntlet, you just fire up a medallion. It's a little slow to use bombos, but it does, like I said, gets the job done. I would have grabbed that bomb. You only have one. And granted, you only need one to get through the climb, or get through to the.
Do you think we find hookshot up here, or
no? That would be too easy. That'd be too nice.
It's just gonna be a glove, right?
Glove, or, well, I would normally say mirror, but like the mirror, we've already seen so many mirror spots from connectors. I kind of think glove's more likely.
Is Ganon vanilla?
I have not seen a Ganon drop down. Yeah. It might be. In which case, we're doing this multiple times.
Well, he could. I mean, with this one bomb, could he get over the multiple? Can he move their mounts with this one bomb?
I mean, I could see trying it. You're not going to get the chest though, so that's a little scary. If you have any talent at all to do it, this finishing the climb would not be a terrible play to do it. And then you just hope that there's nothing in that chest. But on the other hand, your teammate will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, if there's nothing else, if he doesn't have to climb now.
So we're gonna get that sword here. It's a weird seed, isn't it?
Yeah. We're just not seeing a lot of dungeons. That's where the meat of cross keys is, or entrances is those dungeon items. When you think about it, I was actually, for the first time I brought up a tracker for the actual item caves, where you click them off as you do them, which I can never remember to actually do, so it doesn't actually help me. But the first time I saw that, it really struck me at just how few item caves there really are. There's not nearly as many as I thought there would.
Yeah.
So chat asking if we need to beat GT to finish. It's looking like Ganon is vanilla. I don't have confirmation of that because I don't know that I've seen all the drop downs, but if Ganon is vanilla, then you still need to beat GT to break the hole into the pyramid. So climbing GT and beating Agatu specifically opens the pyramid hole. And if Ganon's there, you have to do it. And otherwise, you only have to do GT if there's something else required in that pyramid hole, which also happens.
Humbug makes it through, no problem.
Yep, now to the easy part of the climb.
Yeah. Picking up extra bombs. There's the glove.
There's the glove.
Did I call it?
Sure did. You sure did. Okay, so when do Beer and Julo get there?
I don't know, man. What a dumb seed. It looks like.
And you keep going if you're Humbug on the off chance that this is a hook shot.
Yeah, Julo's. The mirror!
Oh, it's the mirror! So bad. Okay.
Gosh, what a terrible seed.
He's going to go for the bounce. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go for this. If you miss it, then kind of whatever. You get 2 shots at it. The only problem is you're not getting, because you found 2 items. that your partner wants. Your partner can't hold off on this till there's a hook shot. So either your partner's also Moldorm bouncing, or you're just, in which case you're just never seeing the chest, or one of you is definitely going to double climb.
Nice attempt, but didn't quite get it. At this point, you mirror and go check that rock outside.
I mean, I might. Oh yeah, he's down a bomb. So I was gonna say, I thought he had 2, but I guess he only had the 1.
No, pick up the rock. Pick up the rock.
Oh.
Did they not come out of there?
I don't think we've seen that entrance yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic, right?
Yep.
And usually he probably immediately realized right after he flew it away. I know that's usually what happens to me. It's like, oh, I had the opportunity to do this thing, and I didn't think about it in time. Oh, there goes Jewel up the climb. So we'll be even there. I imagine Will climb after he's done with the pod checks and let's see. Yeah. And probably Homemade Beer will follow shortly after Jewel. Not sure how convenient it would have been for Jewel to go pick up this sword that Will's getting right now. But if it was, yeah, I just know Dark World, and see, Will's saving and quitting, so I still don't know. But it is a little bit better with a Master Sword than with a Fighter Sword. With half magic's not that big a deal because we have a Fire Rod and medallions. So.
Did you see what was on the tablet? I missed it.
Totally missed it.
Junk. Okay.
No, junk. Okay.
Humbug finds the front of desert, which we saw on Beer side.
Yep. So he's gonna see. Unfortunately, he's gonna walk out of here if he goes to the west, I think, and not be able to go back in. I'm pretty sure that was the Castle Tower entrance.
Yep. He'll probably do the west.
Don't forget to go east. Don't forget to go east. Humbug, go. Okay, well.
He might just be checking. He's got the big key too.
He's got the big. Okay, he's the one with the big key. Let's just hope he doesn't leave the west entrance and then not be able to go back in to get the east checks. Not that there was anything there, but you don't want to have to worry about coming back for it. Yes, and you're in the Dark World with this music that makes you think it's vanilla until it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, Jules got this a while ago.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get the information from Julie here in a second. We'll see him make the climb, same as Will is doing.
Didn't realize that we'd rescued the old man, so that's good. That's a good spot. That's not a bad spot for it. Not a great spot, but the flute's not as big a deal to have a good spot.
Yeah.
We're doing the swimming chicken. We're going to the Zora area.
All right, see if Jula picks up this rock.
Pick it up! Pick it up!
Oh. Saha.
Well, let's find out what our green pendant is. Skullwoods, okay. And Skullwoods, as a green pendant, is probably the most likely dungeon that if you find, you just do anyway, because it's pretty quick. Yeah. Especially when you already have a fire rod. Like, it's one of the dungeons where you kind of feel bad when you go do it, not knowing, and it turns out to be a pendant, but you kind of don't feel quite as bad as some other dungeons, since the bulk of it is more overworld in the woods, in the whatever that forest in the Dark World's called.
Yeah. And Jula kind of prioritizing these glove checks right away and gets Blind's Hut.
I like it. I do like priority. I mean, you had to work hard to get that glove.
Yeah.
Go do these checks.
Yeah, for sure.
And I suppose Beer was hoping doing these checks maybe to score a hook shot out of logic, but...
Ooh, pod's clearable now with that big key.
And we know we got to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jula just kind of head right over there. He gets a sword, gets a crystal, and I think that was everything, right?
He grabs this key, too. No, he's gonna... Who did we see do this already?
Humbug.
Okay.
Oh, the double whammy of picking up the bomb and then falling in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, the hookshot can't be here, and that's the thing you'd want the most here. It could theoretically be in the fire bar chest if boots were available somewhere. I'm not sure what else you would be expecting to find here that would help you out. A sword, I guess.
Yeah, a sword would be nice.
Desert compass, one of the less useful compasses. And unfortunately, the book does nothing for you. I mean, it does something later, but like...
Yeah. Will's getting bullied on the conveyor belt there a little bit, but managed to get through. Looks like he should be in a good spot now.
Yeah, Will just with enough magic to do this room. And only because of that pot. Now, apparently we saw Pendant Swamp on somewhere. Shoutouts to our trackers, Ikir and Furious Magic, for catching that.
Fully clearable Ice Palace on Jula's side.
Oh, baby.
Well, except for the big chest, but...
Yeah, I mean, you just hope you never find the big key if you do it now. You also hope it's a crystal.
Yeah, I don't think you skip it. I think you gotta do it. And honestly, here's the thing. You definitely want it to be a crystal for sure. But having crystal and pendant knowledge sometimes is a bad thing because it prevents you from going into a dungeon that might have the progression that you have that you need.
Definitely have lost races to that.
Yeah. Oh, I won't go to
there's
ice.
A P in the corner. I'm walking right out. Oh wait, it was my progression was there. Oops.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about this before. I don't like the P and the C in keys modes.
What is it?
I like not walking into a dungeon and not necessarily knowing, like you say, it'll just do it. The P and the C will change my decision. It will influence my decision what to do a dungeon or not, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And you know the reason for the P and the C is accessibility.
Sure.
Because the music in regular and non-keys modes, and the music matches the dungeon, like whether it be pendant or crystal, but that's thrown out the window in keys modes.
Alright, so he's Humbug in Ice Palace, but does not go in. Maybe
all right, Will remembers to check this spot.
Yeah. That's where Humbug kind of says, "Oh, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot that."
Yeah, probably flew away. And it's like, okay, you'll do it when you get there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all we really got out of that is that Skullwoods is the green pendant, which we might have found out anyway.
We saw the Swamp Big in Ice Palace. I'm really surprised Humbug didn't go into ice.
I thought he was going. I guess not.
I don't know the rationale of skipping it.
Yeah, I agree with just doing it here. Just do it. And, yes, the big chest can come back to bite you. We've all had it happen to us.
I feel like it's less of a big deal in
co-op. Yeah, absolutely. Because if there's nothing in here but a crystal, your teammate could just wait and do it with the big key.
Yeah.
Or in go mode.
All right, iced tea check from Julo gets a heart piece, so not really any value here yet.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen anything useful here. Sometimes it feels like in these entrance modes, you get all your value out of pendant dungeons. There's just nothing in the crystal dungeons.
I know, that's the way it is. A magic bat is at Sanctuary, and we do have powder on 2 of our runner sides.
Yeah, Humbug's going to show it to us first, it looks like. It's just a shield, okay.
Okay, good.
I mean, the red shield is kind of nice in the blind fight if you screw up the script, but that's about it. That's all I can say about it.
I like having the fire shield, just randomly block stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I am definitely not a shield hater.
And so we saw 2 Infinity and Pgog both attempted the Moldrum bounce. Didn't work for either one. Beats from the East knows they're just
not even didn't even try it.
All right, with this setup, even though he's only on a fighter sword, Julius should be perfectly okay with.
Yeah, with the fire rod, you're fine. Anything he doesn't get with the fire rod, he can clean up with the fighter sword and/or the hammer. He's got red mail too.
Oh, does he? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it because this sprite it's not obvious on this sprite, but I see it marked.
All of that for a pendant.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well,
I mean,
I guess Humbug was right leaving, but I would have done it. I think it's the right call to do it. It's just unfortunate it didn't work out for Jewel. And now it's even worse if there's something in the big chest, but it'll be a while before that's.
Will just picked up the Ice Palace Big on Desert Ledge.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So they did find their way to Mire somehow, and there's Swamp, but we don't have our flippers yet.
Yeah, and it's a pendant anyway. We don't really want to go there. That does mean we have all our pendant and crystal knowledge though. So let's take a look at what all we need. We need an Eastern Palace Big Key. We've seen this Desert Big Key.
The Mire
logically we need a hook shot for that Desert Palace Big Key, but yeah.
Well,
whatever.
they're gonna need a hook shot because they gotta climb GT.
Right.
So
That's true. Unless they want to commit to bouncing. Do any of these guys hover? I'm actually not sure any of them do.
I don't think so.
We'll need the hook shot or a big key to Hera for that. Pod we can clear.
Yeah, Pod's been clear. Okay, beer can cover.
I mean, yeah. Now Beer just got the big key, so. We do need that ice rod, so Humbug is going to have to go... not Humbug, he already did it. Jewel is going to have to go get that ice rod at some point. Mire Big Key, and have we even seen the Mire entrance? I don't think we have.
Don't think so.
Which also could require a hook shot.
We did find Eastern. We see Will in Eastern and found Silvers. So.
Oh. Silvers where you really have to think about turn them off. Turn them off until you need them.
Yep.
And then you can turn them back on in the right situations. Every once in a while, Ganon. Well, if you have 2,000 rupees and you're in go mode on Vitreous, you can waste the money there. Same thing with Armos Knights, but other than that, you just don't use them.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely need to be cognizant of your money situation.
I have no idea who has the advantage here, honestly.
Nope,
like,
not a clue.
It doesn't feel like anyone has...
Nobody's done a crystal. And Humbug's... So this is going to be a big moment for Infinity and Pgog. If this... either there's nothing in the big chest, and, it's a wash in terms of wasting time, because they both will have done it. Or there's something important in the big chest, and to Infinity and Pgog suddenly have a huge advantage. Oh, blind check in there. Or do we know what's in the race game?
No, I'm sure they've seen it, right? So they're... Oh, it's just
a map. Okay, maybe it was a blind... I tend to blind check this, but I think in co-op you should check it ahead of time. Compass? Also, the fact that it was a map may have been... Oh, it was something that was kind of important. I should go check. Oh, yeah, it's just a map and we have all our knowledge. That's certainly possible.
Mire Big Key in Eastern, according to our tracker.
Okay.
One of the keys that we do need. Can't get into Mire yet without the hookshot or boots. Oh, Eastern is the desert entrance.
Okay, so if myths show up, then the book is not required for that. But right now, the book is required for that.
For what?
To get into Eastern there at the desert entrance.
But they're in the Mire area.
Oh, there must be a connector.
Yeah.
I didn't see the connector. Okay.
Pendant Skull Woods.
I mean, you just do this.
Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate that the runners onto Infinity and Pgog are going to have 2 different pendants.
Oh, there's a big key. Oh, a pair of big key. Okay.
Okay, so
TBA.
It's TBA. TBD. That if the hook shot's at the top of Hera, then Beats from the East is in trouble. If there's anything in the big chest of Hera, then Beats in the East is in trouble. Otherwise, they're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. I mean,
that is a very weird one.
You're stocking up on his cash.
Looks like we're gonna get the rest of the TR checks from Jewel Ninja that they haven't done. We still haven't found Laser Bridge, I don't think.
Yeah, it feels like we're still missing a lot of stuff. I know we're not.
We are.
But like, where's the progression? There it is.
Well, there's flippers. It's not what you want.
Now we can go to Swamp Palace without the hook shot.
Pendant Swamp Palace. Actually, honestly, it feels a little less bad if it's Pendant Swamp Palace without the hook shot, because maybe you're getting something in one of the first few chests and then leaving. Do we have the small key? We don't.
We do.
Do we? I don't see it marked.
Yeah. What mode are we playing?
Oh gosh, never mind. We have plenty of small keys.
We sure do.
Looks like Will's gonna go ahead and finish off Pod. I like it.
Yeah, I think the only thing we haven't seen is the big chest in the boss.
I'll tell you, it's Swamp Palace is the only one. It's the one that gets you because normally you're so ingrained in thinking, oh, I need the swamp small key, as opposed to most other dungeons we need the big key. It is the most hard required small key in the game, I think. Oh, we're gonna check the big chest first. Okay, this makes sense. Oof, didn't quite get it. I don't know what the cues are when you use the select buffer instead of the start, instead of the menu.
I think you're still using the shadow.
It keeps moving.
Homemade Beer has found his way over to the Mire area, so he's gonna do all these checks that Pgog has done. Not dipping into Eastern quite yet.
Yeah, he might save that for last.
The hook shot. Why? Julo and Beer have had that big key for a long time. I guess they're just not incentivized to go to Pod.
Yeah, I guess not. That's important though. That does mean that it does make that big key of Hera a lot less significant. We're gonna find out really soon whether it's required or not, because Humbug's in Hera right now. All right, and it's just a compass, so the Beats from the East are not going to get punished by the lack of the Ice Palace big key going into Ice Palace.
Well, maybe. Is Beer want to do Pendant Ice Palace for the big key chest. You know what I mean? Like, or the big chest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. There is always the double dip punishment for nothing. But yeah, they're not gonna. There's nothing in the Hera big chest. Yeah. So if they just never go back, they're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as they decide to at some point do pod. So with that hook shot, Swamp is fully clearable now, like 100%. You can see the Swamp big key. Left
Swamp
side
is
of
always
GT
weird.
Is now open, like Rando Room.
Yeah, I would definitely do left side of GT. It's always a high density play, and isn't too slow, and you can flute there very easily. On the other hand, the Swamp play is, some of it's really quick, some of it's slow. In a Pendant Swamp, I kind of do things differently. Sometimes I'll just do left side, sometimes I'll just do the back. Sometimes I'll just leave when I find progression and hope never to return.
Yeah,
so
I mean, we talked about this.
It depends on the feel. Yeah,
treating pendants as pendant bad is just not a way to win races. Honestly, like
not in cross keys.
Yeah, you got to do stuff, and especially in you're still looking for quite a bit of things, and it's the most dense location. Just
it's a new
suck
find.
it up and do it.
Thievestown big key at Catfish.
Ooh, that's big.
Yep.
Did we get the green pendant turn in?
I don't know. It's a quick turn in because you just, again, that's just a flute to 8.
Yeah. There's a big key on Helma to Turtle Rock.
Yep,
all right, so are we just looking for the Eastern big then?
Eastern big, yeah. Yeah. That would give us no mode. The runners have very different pieces of the puzzle, though, which is always interesting.
Well, okay, so Beats from the East is about to get their hook shot.
Yep, that's pretty big.
And then...
Remind me, where was the... Okay, so the Turtle Rock big key was under a rock, was it not? In, The
Turtle Rock big key?
No, Did I say Turtle Rock? I meant pod. The pod big key was under a rock at...
Going towards the desert, I think, maybe?
Yeah. So there was no way to have that hook shot. Unless the other glove is weirdly accessible.
No, yeah.
So there's no way to have the hook shot.
Yeah.
This was a hard required double climb, unless Moldorm bounce,
Yeah. So, okay, so Beats is has their hook shot. They're gonna get the Turtle Rock big key here. Knowledge in a minute. The Meyer big was in Eastern. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
And okay, and then the Thievestown big is on Catfish.
Oh, there's mitts. Yeah, okay, so that definitely means those mitts were not accessible. So neither glove was accessible until you climbed GT the first time. And so there was no way of getting that hook shot early out of logic. Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out who gets what first, and then we got to figure out where the Eastern big key, because Pgog needs that to go to Catfish, and that stinks.
Yeah, and I think they've already done the Zora area, which makes it less enticing.
Mm-hmm. The Meyer big being in Eastern is kind of crummy, unless that's Beats Go mode. Like if they get the Meyer Eastern big first.
Yeah, Eastern big key is in Thievestown, for instance.
Yeah.
We have three more spots left here. That map isn't useful. With that hook shot, if it's not in Thievestown, I would send one of the runners to do left side GT. And then we have some awful checks like Swamp, and then of course with the myths, suddenly the Smith chain's available.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. I can see Jewel doing some of those myths checks.
I would honestly be doing hookshot checks. I think we've seen hookshot cave, so there's 4 checks.
Right.
Rando room plus Fire Snake plus map chest is a bunch of checks.
Well, how about, I mean, you could send Beer to the hookshot checks and then Jewel to the myths checks. Since those are the items that they have.
I would actually just have Julo come get the hook shot, finish pod.
Also reasonable.
Climb GT because there's one more check there. Do left side GT.
Yep.
Like I'm doing all the stuff that's required first.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Oh, there's the big key too. Oh, that's
Turtle Rock one. We
that's
that one. Jewel still needs to go get that ice rod too.
Oh right, yeah. Turtle Rock is clearable now, right? So
we would definitely send. Yeah, I could see sending Beer to finish up Turtle Rock just because Jewel probably doesn't do that for a while without that ice rod.
So Thieves Town with the gloves, and we see Will now in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I feel like to infinity Pgog might need this to have the Eastern Big Key.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an equalizer there.
Because they've got a lot of dense locations to do now, and if Catfish is not one of them.
It looks like Julo is on his way over to.
Yeah, this looks like GT for Julo. Looks like GT for Beer.
And Humbug.
Oh, this is where Pod was. Okay, it was in the Dark World. It just wasn't a different part of the Dark World than I realized. Is that a 0 keys for Julo there?
It might be 8.
It might be 8. I can't tell.
The Skull Wood's big in the back of
Here, I'll look at the regular stream for a second and be able to tell.
We just opened the door, so
yeah, it's okay. It's 8. Yeah, for those of you that haven't, we get a slightly less of a resolution here, and it makes 8s and 0s look very similar.
So where is Eastern Big gonna be, and who's it gonna be most convenient for?
What was in the Dark Maze? Or Beer died before he got to the second chest, so I guess Jewel's gonna just go ahead and pick that up. I'm confused. Why are we? Oh no, yeah. Why?
No, he doesn't hammer you up. He doesn't hammer you up.
He doesn't hammer jump. Okay. No. That's like the important strat in any key sanity.
It's Julo, so. All right, random room, and then Humbug just climbs, right? You just finish the climb since you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be clear, I mean, I'm not being critical of Jewel Ninja. There's a few strats that I've just never bothered with. It just surprises me.
All right, so the answer is not random room. Got both boomerangs, but.
Yeah, Humbug climbing. Beer's gonna climb.
What's interesting is Will went to Swamp, and they have knowledge of the Swamp Palace Big Key, but he's not the one that has it.
Yeah, I would have sent the player with the big key.
That's that.
I don't understand that.
All right, who likes to climb Ganon's tower? Because you get to do it multiple times today. I'm so glad this is not the seed that I'm playing tonight.
Well, careful what you say. You might get something worse tonight.
I don't know. I can't imagine something much worse. Iker and I are playing tonight, our tracker, and watching this makes me go like, "Wow, I'm really glad this was not what we get tonight." It might be awful, but it's not this kind of awful.
So I think maybe boots on the other side of the Altor chest. That would be pretty classic.
That would be awful.
Like Will's gonna go ahead and do Turtle Rock, finish that up. You do have to be a little bit careful here. You don't want to actually check. You want to check and see where Laser Bridge spits out, but I don't think you should.
I don't think you just kill Trinex. Like I don't think
it's too dangerous. Like you could get spit out of a boots check and you're done.
Yeah.
We haven't actually seen.
And then you got to go all the way back around and do yeah.
I guess it's a thing. It's a thing you want to do, but you just know it's too dangerous.
Will found the lamp somewhere. I'm guessing that's Swamp Palace.
Probably, yeah. Swamp with the lamp. I mean, we've definitely seen that before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lake Hiley Island entrance. Okay.
Oh, interesting. I mean, God, it's not that far out of the way to grab. I don't know if it's... Oh, the sword is nice.
Yeah, definitely take that.
I mean, if you still have it... Yeah, I mean, Mire in the dark, you still have... TR in the dark doesn't even lose you time. Like the rail maze. If you know what you're doing, you're not losing time on that one. Just gotta be a little careful, and like I say, you don't...
Maybe take the door now. Get refilled. Nice.
Oh, nice refill. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, bailed out. But yeah,
Perfect.
I mean... Oh, is he gonna take it? Oh, this is such a risk. This is such a risk.
Fingers crossed for Will.
See? This is why you don't take the exit. Oh.
If he had the boots, I think he could get back in.
Really? I didn't think I didn't think you could. We've seen these entrances already, so we haven't. No, they haven't seen. This was.
Oh yeah, this is desert. Yeah, they didn't go out this way.
Okay, they might not. Yeah, he might not have ever gone out this way. That's so bad. Like I get wanting to check it, but. Okay, apparently you can with boots. I don't think it's logical. I probably just a quirk in the way the boots.
No, it's not logical, but you can. I mean, there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah.
That are broken. What's gonna be on? It's gonna be something here in Moldrum too, right? That's just like.
Well, we're about to find out.
The seed is. Just
okay. Well, we got mirror now, so a fairy in a bottle is not the worst thing you could pick up. Definitely not what we were hoping to find.
Julo gonna go get his ice rod, and I'd probably go kill Trinex would be my guess.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. We'll see. We'll see if see what he does when he gets to the laser bridge.
I was surprised he left. I don't think the value of the exit is worth enough. Like the knowledge of where it is.
I mean, we haven't seen all the exits that are required. I don't think we've seen Bumper Ledge, for instance. So maybe that's what he was thinking, but it's just too great a risk.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of Pyramid Fairy. I was thinking of like Bonk Rocks or something.
Yeah. All right, Skullwood's big. I think was in Swamp Palace, and Will's gonna check that.
Yeah. Well, if this was in Swamp Palace, you have to check this. Because you spent all that time in Swamp and you didn't get anything, and just 20 rupees.
And what stinks about that for To Infinity and Pgog is they still have 3 checks in Swamp with left side and the big check.
Yeah, oof. Are we gonna check Ped on Will's side?
I don't know if they checked Skullwood's entrance or not.
Oh wait, he doesn't have the book. Never mind. Humbug has the book.
They've got all 3 pendants cleared between the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. He's just gonna check the back entrance.
They can combine their forces somehow.
Oh right, we had this. Let's see if Bumper Cave is anything.
I want to see Hookshot Cave. I know we've seen it, right? Like.
Ugh, yuck. Well, that's an entrance that you maybe haven't done yet, so go ahead and mirror. Okay, here goes Jewel into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, like if Eastern Big is just here on Trinex, then
yeah, that's really bad
for a really, really big lead.
Yeah. It's not gonna be that simple, is it?
I mean, at some point, the seed has to relent, right?
Yeah, it does. At some point.
The hard part is when you're trying to figure out like what's next. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just like stand around.
Yeah.
And so like doing things that you know that you have to do, like climb GT, go back to Trinex or whatever. Those things are good ways to like think about your next move while still accomplishing something that you need.
Yeah, to do. I'm a big fan of those exact things where you just get your kind of your think time as you do something you don't have to think about because you know.
Yeah. So
you know you have to do it.
Yeah, what myths checks do we have left? We have Ice Palace. We have the Smith Chain then, right?
We haven't seen a whole lot of the East Death Mountain. So we don't. We have all the medallions between our runners. So that could be a thing.
All right, Will making the answer or answering the question that I wanted to see, and that's Hookshot Cave here. We've seen Meyer, right? How come nobody's in Meyer?
I don't think we've seen Meyer yet.
I thought we did.
I won't swear to anything though. Like after you watch we've had so many veterans races, plus an inverted cross keys race and a regular cross keys race yesterday. Like they all start blending together, and nothing in Hookshot Cave.
All right, Hookshot Cave not the answer.
Oh, but it did get us light bumper ledge, which means the dark bumper ledge is not as valuable. I think Beer's gonna clean up Thieves Town.
Yep, it's a crystal, and it's his mitts as well. All right, Trinix, what do you have? 20 bucks.
2 arrows.
Where are we going now? So Julo. Okay, so Julo needs the Desert Big, which was somewhere.
Well, Beer needs to catch up on dungeons.
Yeah.
So I think they need to send Julo to try and find progression while Beer catches up on dungeons. On To Infinity and Pgog, kind of the same thing. Will's only got 1 crystal, so he needs to catch up on dungeons and then send Humbug to do the things. Now, it's a little bit more lopsided on that side because Humbug's also the person that has GT. Whereas Beats from the East, Jules got Beer's got GT, but also has fewer crystals. Yeah. So. I mean, there'd be nothing wrong with our runners going ahead and clearing the dungeons and kind of catching up with each other. But you also, on the other hand, you kind of want to find out what the next thing is. So we do see Jewel doing the Smith Chain. Thanks, dudes.
Yeah, it cost me 9 rupees to rescue you jerks.
Have you ever not had the money to actually pay for the Smiths? That's always weird.
It's happened like
it's
once.
Like 10 rupees. Yeah. This does cost money. So Jules gonna grab the purple chest in the meantime. Humbug's in Eastern, gonna go get that Meyer big key. Not sure I would. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I wouldn't prioritize. I don't think I'd prioritize that.
Unless they've seen Meyer, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's under the rock. That rock was being picked. Maybe Humbug has seen that, and they're just going to converge there.
It'd be interesting if Eastern Big Key is in Meyer.
That would be good for To Infinity and Pgog, because that would mean Beach from the East has to go into Eastern. So Jewel's going to go ahead and do...
I think there was a Desert Big over here that he needs to get.
Right, the Desert Big in Stalfos' room. And he can grab the key here if he hasn't already. Always want to grab those free pot keys.
Yeah.
Meyer, another dungeon that gets very much affected in Veterans, where you have the left side, which is normally behind 3 small keys, Yeah, forget that. It's just logic. Got a fire source. Yeah. Got a fire source. Got entry. Got to do it.
I think if I was to give the advantage to anyone, I think it's Beats. Obviously, with that catfish play, getting them the thieves time big. And it feels there's the Eastern Palace. That's it.
See, that could even things out. So the question
is, you're double dipping one of them, right?
Yeah.
I think Meyer double dip is actually.
I'd rather double dip Meyer. Double dip East because when you go back into Meyer the second time, all the items are kind of branched out in places you're not going to, and you just go to the boss. Whereas Eastern is a very linear. It's probably the most linear dungeon in the game, where everything is basically on the path of picking it up, and when you get to the back. And you can't finish it, and now you have to do that all over again. You're not saving anything. In the meantime, Jules gonna go ahead and climb GT. Beer doing desert. That's a good play.
Yep.
We have to do that anyway. And it looks like Humbug just did it as well. We got the compass.
So one of them needs to go to Meyer or Eastern.
I mean,
right? That will lead you to.
They could. It wouldn't surprise me if you send one to Meyer and one to Eastern. And you hit go mode all at the same time.
The problem is, when is To Infinity and Pgog going to do catfish?
Catfish? I mean, yeah, the problem is they're going to be, they've got these dungeons that potentially Beer and Jewel won't have to full clear.
So swamp completely avoidable.
Yep.
Ice as well, yeah.
Yep.
And Skull Woods. Like, you got the flippers was the only thing coming out of Skull Woods, so pendants equal bad.
I mean, we know a streamer that has that beautiful pendant bad emote.
I hope Will has something here. He's at half of a heart.
Yeah, and Beer in Swamp Palace.
See, I don't.
I'd rather dip it.
Meyer, right? Meyer's not a bad dip.
Boots. I would do Meyer. Meyer's definitely the place of the dungeons available. I feel the least bad about extra dips in Meyer.
You get the boots out of Meyer too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. Yeah. I mean, when I was making that conclusion, I didn't know about the boots. Just makes it all that much better. Yeah. It is. I mean, it's 6 items as compared to Eastern is 4.
I just don't understand the swamp play. Like, I know you don't want to go to crystals without the big key, but I don't know. I'm really scared. Will has a fairy. He must, right?
I don't know. He's got silvers. You might. Oh, he doesn't have enough money to use those silvers. Looks like he has 527, so he could use a little bit of it. Now, one trick you can do is for the end of the fight. You can do because silvers. 1 silver does a lot of damage. You don't actually do. It's not like equal damage. Like for the 2 silvers, you can do 1 silver and 2 regular arrows for. Okay, that's not ideal. Does he have that fairy? He does have that fairy. Okay, well. But you can save a little bit of money that way. Not a huge fan of just standing there and swinging when you don't have a cape.
No, I'm not either.
I mean, at this point, just use some arrows, regular arrows, but... Yeah, I did discover recently that it actually saves you money if you do 1 silver and 2 wood arrows. I think it's like 70 versus 80, but like still 1 arrow. But it's faster too because you're only firing 3 arrows instead of 8. Oh, it's a 3, not a 5, so even better. Apparently that 547 was actually 347, so you had even fewer arrows to work with.
So we are a race for Beats to do an unclearable crystal.
Yep.
Either Meyer or Eastern.
Hopefully, Jewel goes to one of those two.
And to Infinity Pgog to get to Catfish, which Will's, or no, I thought I saw somebody up on the Hyrule Castle. No, that was Jewel.
Yeah, Jewel just ended up on Hyrule Castle because he just did GT.
So what's going to happen first?
I don't know. Catfish is just so much harder to get to. Like in any situation.
Actually, I think I'm
Jewel's
putting the advantage over to Infinity and Pgog now.
Yeah, Jewel's gotta go to one of these. He might be going to Mire right now. He just got Dead Rock to get over there in the first place.
Is it Mire? Where's Mire?
It's in the Hookshot Cave rock.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see what are our dungeon numbers. So Humbug has 1, 2, 3, 5 crystals and GT cleared. Will has, this will be 1, 2, 3. This will be his third.
And no GT.
And no GT. That the difference, the spread between Humbug and Will, is not ideal. Let's see. On the other side, we have Beer at 1, 2, 3. 3 crystals plus GT cleared. 3 crystals plus GT. 4 crystals plus GT cleared for Jewel. So, yeah. Another reason why I don't like Beer in Swamp here, like there's clearable crystals that he could be doing. But they will be done with Swamp. And Jewel in Misery Mire is going to get them really close to go mode.
Yeah.
Is that Eastern Big Key? You're just going to follow it to Eastern and then come back.
Yep.
Like, I imagine that you got to keep clearing this because, you know, you're hoping to just find the vanilla Big Key. Yeah, unfortunately, Beer without the Tempered Sword gets a slightly slower Argus fight. Also unfortunate for Julo is that doing the normal key Sandy route is going to get you to the boots pretty late. It's always weird in these situations because, you know, with Humbug and Will only missing the one item,
yeah.
It's like if they just go to Catfish, then like that's just it.
Yep.
But if they don't, then there's so many other things they're going to be clearing.
Yep.
Now Will back down to the Trinex area for the second time.
Yeah, yeah. That was unfortunate that he walked out, but he's going to kill Trinex now. Humbug going to finish off Eastern.
Yeah, he's got enough money to do this with silvers.
So is Beer heading up to get to Mire? Is he coming to get the Eastern Big now?
Yeah, that would be my guess. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything on the way. Maybe he checks that as well. But like what? Like I don't even know what is this. Oh, we can do Hera first. Yeah, this also makes sense. Yeah, I tend to not like to go out of my way to go back to an out of logic Hera until I either have the big key or I know I'm in go mode. And at this point, with only one big key left between them, I think it's fine to have one of your runners do it.
Trinex finished for Will. Humbug gonna go buy another key because he's out.
Yeah, and Beer, when he gets to Mire, is probably going to go ahead and get the boots first and then get the big key.
Is Humbug going back to Swamp?
I believe they never did left side.
Yeah, he didn't left side or the big chest. And he's going to have to get the flippers first, too, if he wants to do that, which means killing Moth.
Oof. That would be why the person without the big key. Yeah, those pendants were really bad today.
Yeah.
As you say.
All right, so I think Yeah, this looks like Will's going to go ahead and finish off GT here. Do the climb that he needs to do. And I think Humbug is going to Skullwoods.
Yep. And looks like Jewel's going to...
That means Swamp.
So Jewel's going to go ahead and beat Hera, I think, before the next step. Oh, looks like we're going to do Hookshot Cave, too. Yeah, so nobody's in go mode yet. We are in no mode as a collective. Humbug and Will just need to send somebody over to Catfish. And I say that just as if that were easy. It's not. Whereas Beats from the East, having just found the Eastern Big Key and Mire, need to go to Eastern and finish it. And in order to get their go mode Mire Big Key. So I think it's... I don't know. It just all depends on when these guys go to Catfish.
Yeah, Julo should be at Eastern, like, right now. He should be going right to Eastern. It's fully clearable.
Yeah, I could see doing a quick Hera first. Yeah. I don't know about Hookshot Cave, on the other hand. I might have sent Beer there. I don't know.
No, I think this is fine. I mean, he's got to go there anyways. I think.
Yeah. You do Hera now, because you don't want another trip to the mountain.
Sure. This makes sense. Then you go.
Then they'll both conversion Eastern, I think.
Yeah.
This will be a very quick Hera for Julo.
Yeah, just Hera pot and don't have to do anything else. Just go right to the boss.
I mean, you're risking the big chest now because now neither of you is going to be able to get back to, but which chest? I don't know which chest in Eastern. Do you?
It was pretty early. I think it was like second or third, maybe. Beer knows that he just needs to grab his boots and then get the.
Yeah, you grab the boots, you grab the big key, and you leave.
And let's see where is. Yeah, Humbug's going swamp, so.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
I mean, Humbug might finish first out of everyone.
He might. Like, he's got just Thieves Town to do, and Thieves Town is pretty... I mean, you get a slightly better go mode Thieves Town in Retrons, because you don't ever have to pick up the pot key, but... And you don't have to open... Like normal, you don't have to grab the big chest.
Yeah.
Thieves Town is not our best go mode dungeon, let's face it. That's true. So again, the question asked, is GT required in Retrons? Not necessarily. You need to do GT to open up the pyramid hole. So if there's anything behind the pyramid hole, you have to do GT. In this case, Ganon's behind the pyramid hole, so therefore we have to do GT.
Okay, so Beats on the East is about to hit go mode.
Yep.
Eastern Big for homemade beer, so it's pretty clear now that
that's where the silvers were.
Yeah.
Right, and okay, yeah, beer doing Turtle Rock makes sense right here. Jewel's already done it. Also gets him his sword.
I don't think we saw the Take Any Cave sword, right?
No, we didn't.
Which is unusual.
That's unusual, yeah.
And no lamp for Beats.
Nope.
Lamp
logically required for this seed for Turtle Rock, which normally it isn't. But when you don't have access to Laser Bridge. Well, it's also, of course, logically required for Mire and logically required for Pod, logically required for Eastern. So all the lamp dungeons.
They do have access to Laser Bridge, but that also requires the lamp.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, they're never going there. So was the Myra Big Key just in the It looks like it was in the Eastern Big Key chest, because...
Okay.
No, was it? No, he's got 3 checks done.
I think it was after
Stalfos. It must have been. It must have been that the most on path chest. Will about to be done with GT. And it looks like Humbug might be heading over to Catfish now. Might be too little too late, but what's interesting here is we might have to do a little math here, Fear, because Humbug might still be the first to finish.
Yeah, I think... Okay, so Will's going to go get his Catfish key. Easttown, he still has to do Eastern, and he still has to do Desert.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Jewel has to do Desert and Mire.
Oh, and he's fluting away, which means he's gonna lose a little bit of time for this Catfish play. It's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it'll be like Humbug, Julo, Beer, Will.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, which will make us do math.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's the one finish, because for those of you that don't know, it's by average time. So if the one team finishes first and fourth, and the other team finishes second and third, now you have to actually do the math to figure out what the average times are. Okay, Beer is gonna go finish Desert.
Math is not my strong suit, so I'm gonna let someone smarter than me figure it out. I think that's what's going to happen. The way it looks is Humbug's going to finish first because he's just got the one dungeon left.
Right. And
Julo. Then Beer, and then depends on how far back Will is.
Yep.
And how much time is different. How much different of time it is between Humbug and Julo. Yep. Which I have no idea how to calculate at this point.
Yeah, we're going to see Beer and Julo in Misery Mire finishing it out probably at the same time. Fortunately, everybody's done GT.
What a seed.
No, right? Anytime you have the opposite dungeons containing their big keys, you know, just that.
I mean, that's
alone, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. I know, that's like the small thing.
Required to go Ace Armos without an arrow. They could have gotten an arrow, but it takes a little bit of figuring out to do that. So neither one of them did. 2 of the runners died on Ice Armos. Then you get the big key. Then you have to climb to get the glove.
And the mirror. Did the mirror? Yeah. The mirror had things.
The mirror had something. I'm sure the mirror played a part in all of it, but never needed the flippers. Had to climb again for Ganon. Yeah, what a mess. Then both teams decided to do Swamp. I really didn't understand Beer going to Swamp, but
yeah,
seems like it might work out.
All right, Jewel is going to be the first of the Beats from the East to get back into Misery Mire.
And Humbug about to just finish up his last crystal here. Kill him blind. Mitts, though, I don't think mitts were required at all.
No, not at all. Like, yeah, Infinity and Pgog never found them.
Oh, right.
Because they're in Thieves Town, and they're go-moding Thieves Town.
That's right. Always love to see runners finishing with 0 keys.
Yeah, me too. Well, it's like I say, like the fun of go mode when you have a lot of keys in this mode is, I think we got go mode Desert from Beer and Julo, where you just get to key dash everything. That's
awesome.
It's wonderful. Love key dashing through Desert. Pre-Specky Clip being able to just flood the key in Swamp and not caring. That was also a good one.
All right, Humbug making his way back to the pier. Ganon. Julo is in the dark rooms of Mire. Beer not too far behind. Will gonna kill Blind here, and then has to do Eastern in Desert Palace. Trying to figure out how much time Will has. I don't think it's gonna be enough. With 2 engines, and Humbug's not that far ahead of Julo.
Yeah, and Beer and Jewel are just so close together.
Nice 1-1 from Humbug.
Plenty of money. Just use 2 arrows there for Julo. Just needs 200 rupees for Ganon, so.
Yep.
Which means you're not going to be using silvers for the entire fight.
Yep.
But you can use 2 at the end. Like I mean, you can, like I said, you can save $10 if you do a silver and 2 wood arrows. But he's got enough money not to worry about that. Actually, it's not 10. What is it? I guess it's $30. Because 70 versus 100, but still.
That's it for Humbug. Get your GGs in chat as he gets ready to cross the bridge. And it looks like he's going to finish with the time just over 151 here.
Yeah, 151.07 to be precise as he walks across.
Will just has the other 2 dungeons to do. Julo going to take flute spot 4 to get to Ganon. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, this is an interesting position for Will. If he uses his arrows for... Let's see, he can use... He's going to need to use 40 rupees at least. And even that's going to put him with not enough for Ganon. But you can kind of pick up these pots and maybe get back. I don't know. Maybe you can.
He's got Armos and the Igors. And
yeah, I'm thinking because the Igors you got to spend $40 no matter what.
Yeah.
Actually, no, 60. There's 3 of them. For the Armos, you have other options, but they're slow and you're behind, so it's not ideal.
Ganon fight for Julo. Beer on his way to fight Ganon. They're not getting the 1-1, but pretty good spot for Ganon there. For phase 2. Alright, on to phase 3 now. Yeah, I think Will, again, someone that's smarter than me that can do numbers is going to have to figure this out, but I think Will is just too far behind.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like it's going to be... He still needs to do Desert. And Desert's kind of in an awful spot. He's going to be doing this fight with the Fire Rod as much as he can to save money on arrows. So it's going to be... What would normally be a really fast fight is just not... not a fast fight anymore. Now, once we get at times for both Julo and Homemade Beer, Julo with a 153.20.
GG's to him. Beer on the phase 2 already. And look how long this Armos fight's been going on. That's, again,
it's rough with the money.
Save that money, yeah. And he doesn't even have enough to do four shots, right?
No, he doesn't. He needs 50 rupees. So right now he'd have to do 3 shots plus 3 spins, which, not the worst thing ever, but also not ideal. Yeah, this will be a nice phase 4 from Beer as he gets 2 doubles to finish off Ganon.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat for Homemade Beer. And I think... Where's Will? Oh, there must be a connector something to desert needs to take.
All right, so with the 154.31 for beer, it looks like Will would have to finish within 2 minutes and 13 seconds by my calculations, so it needs to get done before 56.44. Okay, apparently I didn't do the math right. Let's see.
Okay.
54 minus 53.20, so it's a 2 minute and 13 second difference between Julo and Humbug. Yeah, 56. That's what I calculated. 156.44. I had it right the first time.
All right.
Thank you, Ike.
Which at this point is just not. I don't think it's possible. Not with. It's not possible because Ganon takes
too much
long.
left to do.
Yeah.
In this arrow situation,
you got a cutscene here, and you got to kill. And I mean, it's just like it might not be one. You might even be the Ganon by that point. So.
But yeah, this was a really good race. So
yeah,
shout outs to all our runners. Very well played. Catfish getting people is not new.
I mean, the fact that you had to climb without the hook shot.
Climb without the hook shot, yeah. I mean, I suppose if one of them could have gotten the Moldorm bounce that they tried, that could have helped, but.
Bombs were a commodity, though. It always felt like we never had enough.
No.
The resources were definitely tight, so. Let's see if we can get these guys in for an interview.
Late boots didn't help.
You know what I like to talk about on 216, right? And as a guest host, you know this as well. Tilt.
Yep.
And handling tilt. And, I think having a partner definitely helps.
It does.
Manage that tilt.
Oh, it definitely does.
But this seed could tilt you super hard, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you die.
Could.
Both teams had runners die in Ice Armos. With progression being behind it.
Yep.
That was pretty early on. So,
and the fact that we couldn't even get, we did figure out that there was a way to get arrows, but it was kind of a roundabout way of getting arrows.
Super roundabout way. Yeah.
Which would have helped a lot.
Hear these guys talk a little bit about managing that tilt on this seed because, boy, this seed is rough. You have to do the climb again, and just things not going to go a completely empty swamp. And
I think 3 of these players have been on, have they not? On your podcast?
That's true. Yeah.
And there's Will into the Ganon fight already at an hour 57. Definitely is not going to be able to bring it back for his team, but. Finishing up anyway. I like it. I mean, one nice thing we get to listen to this music. I'm not sure who's we're on anymore, but it's pretty. This end of the credits music.
I think it might be beer. Not sure. They do have Game 2 scheduled. It looks like it's going to be in 5 days on the 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be Spoiler Pilot. So Homemade Beer versus Relkin. That's going to be super spicy. You've got Mugacharm, who's one of the best, if not the best pilot in all of Rando. And Relkin, who is one of the best spoiler runners in all of Rando. And, Beer's no slouch. And I think Will be doing the pilot for that. And he's not bad at all at piloting.
No, so that's a good race.
That's a race you don't want to miss. That's going to be, obviously doesn't have a channel yet, but December 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern, you're going to want to watch
and
that.
it's funny. I mean, this season in particular, we do have seeding. Like, Beach from the East is the higher seed, but it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the teams that are in the playoffs are just all so good. We had Salt Miners in go out. I want to say in the first round, which
to
and
Beats.
that's
They lost to Beats.
the Beats.
Yep.
Like that's a really good team, and they won it last year. So it's an absolute gauntlet of good teams.
Yeah. Get your GGs in chat for Will as he's going to finish up here. I don't know if you got the official times or not, and bring it to a close. We got all 4 runners in our setup channel, so we're just going to.
They just want to wait till everybody finished.
Yeah, get your GGs.
Come on in, guys. All right, everybody's here.
Hello. GG's.
Wait, where do we start with that one, right? Like, what that seed was.
Let's just say Fear was very glad this isn't the seed he's playing tonight.
Yes.
I think the best place to start is if anyone caught the small key logic, because I thought that was the best part of the seed.
What do you mean?
For GT. The small key logic for GT.
Maybe it's veterans.
It is, but you have to have access to a key shop.
Yeah.
You did though.
So which was the key shop? Which was the key shop?
Paradox
Cave.
Paradox Cave was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was so ridiculous.
Which also had the arrow.
Yep.
Which
sure
you
did.
had for Ice Armos. But let's start with our winners today. Beats from the East, Jula and Homie Beard. When you're looking for those last 2 keys, the Eastern and Meyer Big Key, is there any thought about dipping either one of those crystal dungeons before going into Swamp or anything like that?
Yes, Julo had those thoughts.
It was Madge. So.
Yeah. Understand. I mean, this seed was awful.
Yeah.
And then Humbug and Will, you guys were looking for that Thieves Town Big Key for a long time, and Catfish is just a terrible check.
A terrible check in any mode.
This seed.
Yeah, it just got so hard isolated from us because
like it's not any mode. Like you can route in Catfish normally, right? There's no way you're gonna be able to route in Catfish in this seed.
Yeah,
because you're gonna hard last locate the glove. And then you have the world open to you because you get the mirror along with the glove.
Yeah.
So that was. Like in retrospect, I feel like I could have made the decision to not chase what was eventually the useless flippers on a pendant to go into another pendant.
Yeah.
I realized the waste of time that was, but the 3 items and the possibility of the ice, the swamp big and ice being important, it felt.
Yeah. I think the only logically required pendant thing was, Ice Palace had in the big chest, had the Hera Big Key, which led to nothing.
That's what that was.
I think that was it.
Yeah, did you guys catch the logic, though, for the lamp? Because that's why we did Catfish fairly early.
Oh, no, tell us about it.
So the actual logic was you get your glove in the climb.
Yep.
Or then you go do Catfish, you get your Thieves Big Key. The mitts were in Thieves Town Attic.
Yes.
Which lets you get into the Mire area logically in order to get to Checkerboard Cave to kill Moth, to get your flippers, to get the lamp.
Yeah, I knew we got to Mire area out of logic when we first found that, because I had ducked through Back of Old Man while Humbug was climbing GT. So
that's where it was. Okay.
Yeah. So I was over there, clearing out Pod while he was getting glove and mirror.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I, of course, left behind the only 2 useful things in Pod because I didn't have the big key. So that was neat.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a sword there. Come on. Completely useless. We never found to take any swords, so,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know how much I like to talk about tilt. So
did you read my comment in the race room, Fear?
Oh no, I don't have the race room up.
I'm gonna bring it up.
I said we're doing a special 216 episode here today.
Perfect. So how do you handle tilt? Both teams had runners die on Ice Armos, right? Like,
yeah.
Does it help having your partner kind of like keep you calm, or Beers Julo just berating you for dying.
Julo's a very calming presence to have in your ear.
So I mean, this seed obviously has a lot of.
I would have been far more tilted in a solo seed than I was with Humbug in my ear. He is just. It's like having just this little Zen god sitting on your shoulder or something, you know.
Okay. No. Zen god.
Yeah, I said it.
So no,
Publicly.
I thought about this, and like when you died, Will, and when Will died, it took, I don't know, it took you like 15 seconds, I think, something like that, to like say out loud that you did. But you were really calm doing it, and the first thing you said was just, okay, I'm just gonna fake flipper and do some fake flipper stuff because I'm over here.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
so
like
I have taken onto
there is one thing there's something to be said for playing this game for years now. I have taken more than enough stupid deaths in my life, and I've just learned, okay, accept it, move on, let's go. You know, we got to be doing something. Got to be doing something else. I want to go immediately back in there and get in that whirlpool of tilt. So I left, and then we got the news about Moon Pearl a few seconds later, and I'm like, all right, that is what it is. It's what we thought it was, and let's go. So, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where there was that. There were plenty of other mistakes on my side in this one in terms of just game execution. We had some miscommunications, which is something that really never happened between me and Humbug in practice. But this seed had us so off kilter today that, there were a lot of just things that went wrong, and we were still chuckling at the end of this thing, even as it became clear when we saw, Beer's finish time that I wasn't going to get through. We needed him to be another 2 or 3 minutes later for me to have a shot at really like clawing it back out. Yeah, I mean, even then, we were staying in good spirits the whole way, and
it helps having a teammate, right? Like, that's gotta help.
Yeah, definitely, especially on garbage like this.
Yeah. What about you guys, Beer?
What was the question?
Tilt.
Oh yeah. I mean, I obviously lost it. I think I actually screaming into the mic for a minute, and Julo was just probably rolling his eyes and being like, yeah, just go back and do it again.
I definitely Humbug said I was quiet for 15 seconds and then informed him that was not the case. I just yelled out a not SG word.
Yeah.
I don't think I said anything to you. I think I just continued doing checks. I'm like, yeah, the stuff's here, the hammer's here.
Yeah.
Whatever else I was doing.
I don't know. I guess what ended up really happening after that was like, well, I'm going to go back and do it again. I was really mostly just mad at knowing there was a key shop somewhere because there had to be, which means there was a quiver somewhere because there had to be.
Right.
And the fact that I had Master Sword and a bottle, I could have gotten one of the Take Any blue potions as well. So I had an ability to do that with sword beams. And instead it was just sit there with Samaria, and Master Sword makes that fight worse.
If you don't have sword beams, it sure does. Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man, I have like literally the exact wrong equipment to do this. And the reason I died was because I used Fire Rod instead of Ice Rod on the last one.
Okay.
And the splash damage launched it in a way that threw me off, where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I just died.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if you were just below it,
stuff.
You would have been fine. It would have been slow, but you would have been fine. But everyone had trouble getting to Ice Armos.
That's right too. Because walking there, I fell. That I would have got there with a decent loadout, but then I somehow got knocked off the invisible bridge by the beetle. That's what it was. I had like 5 hearts, and then I got hit twice in there and knocked off, and I had 1 heart. Like, I gotta go fire rod the room and walk around the slow way because I don't know. I haven't memorized that.
The falling bridge should be in logic with Spike Cave.
Oh yeah, everyone took damage on that falling bridge to the right.
I was playing on it the second time. I want credit for that, by God.
That's true. Yeah, the second time I nailed it.
It's not free.
No, it's not free at all. It's not free at all. And I've gotten accustomed to you grab the 2 hearts up top because it doesn't actually start falling right away. I'm not sure what spot it does, and then you actually have enough time to get all the way down and wait it out, but it's slow and it's still not free because you have to move in the correct directions to not get hit still. So yeah. If you don't have like a cape or a cane, it's difficult.
Yeah, well, and then it was basically at the end I was just like, well, I'm just gonna go beat Swamp and do a bunch of other stuff because whatever. And Julo's like, fine, I'm gonna go find all the progression and finish the seed. Then you do whatever you want.
And that's what he did. Yeah. Well, GG's, we'll let you guys go and chill out a little bit. Like this obviously was an endeavor to undertake. Definitely tested.
We'll be playing Retrons again for a while, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys got your pilot spoiler coming up in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yep, we're looking at Thursday night for that.
That should be fun.
Yeah, that won't be awful either. It's fine. I mean, as you can see from this, I'm really very practiced and low percent.
And I'm feeling really mentally focused, especially after like the week I've had. So it'll be a good time.
We got 5 days to prepare, so I think you'll be. Yeah. I believe in you guys. Any last before we let you go?
Just GG's. I'm sad that seed was terrible, and I'm glad we all suffered together as friends.
GG's. Hopefully we can do comps together for Game 3 beer.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do it.
I'd like to hear that. I mean, if it's a Game 3, I'm not rooting for anyone to win Game 2.
I'm rooting for there to be a Game 3. I want to make that clear.
Gee, I think you should root for a Game 3. Imagine rooting for to stay alive,
Yeah.
All right, well, GG's, everyone.
That's it. Okay, so we do have more games on the schedule. There were a bunch of games at noon, all going on at once, and those might still be going. For Invitational, there's the 9 o'clock game that Fear is involved in.
And Ikir.
That'll be your mom's favorite rando team versus Don't Forget to Track Us. Also playing some Retrons. Hoping for a better season this one. That'll be Fear will be teamed up with Gamachu, and Ikir will be teamed up with Flipkeel. That'll be over on SpeedGaming 3, and I believe there may be an open league race. I don't know if it's gotten a restream yet. No, there's one at 240 that is getting a restream. It'll be Clown College versus a Derp, a Swede, and a Knight. That's an Randomizer race, game 1. Asora and Muftai, apologies if I said either one of those wrong, versus Walter the Fourth and Sir Linkalot. Potentially a race at 4 o'clock. Don't know if this one's getting a restream, but I do see 2 commentators on the submitted, so that might get a restream. That for earlier game will be over on SpeedGaming Main. That 4 o'clock will be Dead Rock You Like a Burnacane versus Biumvirat. It's funny when we start getting into the open league playoffs, we get to start seeing all those players and seeing some of those names. I'll be Sawyer versus Secretly Silver versus Duden and Vinter. Hopefully that'll get a restream, and then that's it for Saturday. Lots of stuff on the schedule for Sunday. Nothing has a channel yet, so we'll just have to ask you all to keep an eye on that schedule.
Yep, good times. Tracy, always a pleasure.
Absolutely, and of course, our MVPs, Ikir and Furious Magic, doing a great job behind the scenes. Good luck to you tonight, Fear. Good luck to our runners in their next races. Good luck to Ikir as well, since we'll be even here as well.
Yes, for sure.
Good luck to both of you, and may you have a better season than this one.
I pray that it's anything better than this. That was awful. But
and we'll see y'all there.
That's it.